Hello and welcome to an overview of the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. So why learn about MBTI? Well, it is incredibly useful for helping you develop a greater understanding of yourself and others so that you can increase your flexibility and effectiveness when communicating. There are a number of uses for MBTI, such as enabling problem solving, improving your communication and influence, assisting with team development and decision making, and understanding reactions to stress and change. There are 4 dimensions, the first one being extroversion or introversion, and this is about where you focus your attention. Sensing and intuitive, how you take in information, thinking and feeling, how you make decisions, and lastly, judging and perceiving, how you like to structure or orientate yourself in the world. So let's go through these one by one. So where do you focus your attention? More extroverted or introverted? And with regards to all 4 of these dimensions, we can always do both, but it's which one do you do first, the one that takes the least effort and energy for you to do. So typically, people with an extroverted preference, they communicate through talking, they like to hear themselves speak, so they've extroverted their energy outside of themselves. Whereas people with an introverted preference, they go inside, they like to consider and reflect on what they're going to say. Particularly if there's a problem or an issue, people with an extroverted preference would actually need to either talk to someone or possibly even just talk to the wall, so they need to hear themselves think in order to make sense of it. People with an introverted preference, on the other hand, actually go inside, they like to reflect and consider, they may need to take a walk around the block or even sleep on whatever it is that they're considering. So they're re-energised by going inside of themselves as opposed to extroverted types that get re-energised by going outside of themselves. The second dimension then, how you take in information, more sensing or intuitive. So the difference between the two of these. Sensing types then, they use their 5 senses. When they take in information, it's very practical and factual. It is what it is. Intuitive types, on the other hand, they take in information using that 6th sense, so their gut instinct, and they like taking in information which is much more abstract and conceptual. Sensing types like things which are practical and fact-based. Sensing types typically say things like, let's not reinvent the wheel. If it's not broken, why are we looking to fix it? Intuitive types, on the other hand, they would say things like, well, what if we just did this? So they're always looking to improve or change things. And in business, it's absolutely essential that we have both sensing and intuitive types. The intuition, looking forward, driving the vision, the sensing types actually making the vision work. The third dimension then, how you make decisions. And again, of course, we can do both. The essential difference between thinking and feeling is when they make decisions, thinking types dissociate from the issue or the problem, they step back and they make the decision which is fair and just for everyone. Whereas feeling types will step in and make decisions, which is about that individual. So feeling types look at the consequences and implications to the people involved, and thinking types will make decisions based on the consequences and impact to the task. Thinking types make their decisions based from their head, feeling types much more from their heart. So thinking types, it's about being firm and fair, as opposed to the feeling type, it's about empathy and compassion. And lastly then, how you structure or orientate yourself in the world. The difference between judging and perceiving. So judging types like to make a plan and follow a plan. Perceiving types, on the other hand, it's not that they don't plan, but it's more of a flexible, spontaneous plan. So they may have a list of things that they'd like to do, but it's more of a one day I may get round to this type of list, as opposed to judging types who love ticking things off and actually closing down on their options, moving on to the next thing. Perceiving types like to keep their options open. Judging types can be seen as very structured, perceiving types as much more flexible and free-flowing. So things to remember about type. There is no right or wrong type, no better or worse combination, and it doesn't measure your skill or ability, it measures your clarity of preference. Type is absolutely unique, and it's helping you understand yourself and others, and it's not to be used as an excuse. We do run quarterly webinars, so if you'd like to learn more about your personality type, please join me on one of these. During this hour, I'll take you through in more detail the 4 dimensions of MBTI, and you'll get the opportunity to self-assess your own personality type. You'll also have an opportunity to complete an online MBTI questionnaire, which is administered by the OPP, that's the Oxford Psychology Press. So go to our booking webinar for more details.